Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Oliver. See, I have my mask on, but I'm going to take it off for now. I'm going to shoot a video today just to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect on the first days of school. And I'm going to do it starting out here on the sidewalk so I can actually show you some things. So forgive the sun. It's a beautiful fall morning. And forgive me because I'm going to flip the video back and forth from looking at me to looking around. So I'm standing out here on the sidewalk of the high school. I'll try not to put you directly in the sun. When students come to school next week, some of them come around the end of the building over there from Churchill. Many of them come off the buses, and others of them will come down the sidewalk over there if they're driving or getting dropped off. As you come into school, we're going to ask that students maintain social distancing, and there will be staff out here on the sidewalks making sure that's happening. And what's going to happen as they get here is students will be filtered either into the gym lobby doors over there, or they'll be filtered into the main lobby doors over here. So the whole time they're getting brought into the building, we're going to ask that they maintain social distancing and they wear their mask. If they don't, they'll be told to put their mask back on, and people will be directing them to stay away from each other. Parents and students both, we're going to need a lot of help, and you're going to need to do your job in order to make sure everybody stays healthy and safe. And that, for the most part, includes being socially distant and keeping your mask on. And you can see as you come into the door in the main lobby, right now it's closed up, but it won't be on the first day of school. We have the signs on the door saying masks required to enter the building. Forgive me, I have to let myself in. So as you come into the lobby, you're going to be sent over this way, and in the PE lobby we'll have the same. All students will be coming to get screened at one of these two temperature screeners we have. And if you see, they just line up, it takes your temperature, goes green, and you can go on your way. It doesn't take very long at all. From there, students will be directed to head to their first period classes. So it'll be important that you have your schedule. Now you'll be able to see that on the floor, in every hallway, we have traffic marked via arrows. And we're going to get some bigger ones. These are the first ones, but for the most part, the traffic in the building in this main hallway, the main loop, is one-way traffic, and it will go the way that I'm going right now. So the students will be directed down the hallway, once again, wearing masks, being socially distant, and they'll go to their first period classes. The other thing I'll talk about while I'm right here is lunch. Lunch will happen in the cafeteria. It's set up with desks. There's 100 socially distant desks set up in the cafeteria. This will cover A lunch and C lunch. There's a chance in our B lunch, if they have B lunch, that they'll have to get sent out to another area. Probably the Oxy gym is where we'll serve. But there'll be two lines, one line in this door and one line in the further door down. By the time we open school, we will have markers on the hallway showing them where to stand. And lunch is entirely grab and go. There'll either be a hot lunch or a cold lunch. The student simply walks up, grabs their lunch, and heads on their way. So that's what that looks like. I guess the only other important thing to talk about is the mask and social distancing guidelines. And these are something that we're going to take very seriously. Usually at the high school and all the schools I've ever worked at, when we get into discipline, it becomes as much about education as it is about discipline. We're trying to teach kids the right thing to do. As far as health and safety rules go in COVID, mask wearing and social distancing is something we're going to be taking very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that it's going to be a one warning situation. So if we catch a kid without the mask, they're going to get one warning. If they don't wear their mask, we're not going to play around with that, and we're going to send them out to remote learning. The same thing goes for social distancing. There'll be a little run-up time, probably the first couple of days of school, where we teach everybody everything. But once we get into that second week of school, it's very much going to be a one strike and you're out situation. Other things I'll show you while we're standing here. When you get into the wings, you'll see the wings are operating just like roads. It's one-way traffic down one side of the hallway, and it's the other way traffic down the other side of the hallway. So that's how the inside of the building is going to work. And if this room's open, I wanted to show you what a typical classroom would look like. So this is how we're set up inside the building right now. Excuse me. You can see there's about 12 socially distant desks set up around the classroom. They're all 6 feet away from each other, and that's where the students will be. So when they're in their classes, they still must wear their masks, although the teachers will be giving mask breaks. And again, on the subject of masks, the only time it's going to be okay to have your mask off when you're at school is when you're in a classroom and a teacher calls a mask break, which is going to be controlled by them, or when you're eating lunch. Other than that, we're expecting people to wear them. So I think that's all I wanted to share with you this morning. I wanted to tell you a bit about how dismissals or arrival is going to work. So I think I did that. Once again, parents and students alike, make sure that you're staying socially distant as you're coming into the building and you have your mask on. If by some chance you forget a mask, we're going to give you one as soon as you get into the building. Students riding a bus, you'll be given a mask on the bus if you try and get on the bus without a mask. You'll have to hit the screener as you come in either the PE lobby or the main lobby, and then you'll be off to your first period class. We are doing a mailing. We're intending on mailing that out on Friday, and in that mailing, you'll get your schedule, your supply list, and it'll tell you which day you are and what kind of school you're doing. There's lots of different options going on in the high school, including BOCES kids and some other kids that we're prioritizing in for 4 days a week, but the vast majority of kids will either be on an A schedule, which means they're going to school they're coming here Tuesday and Thursday, or a B schedule, which means they're coming Wednesday and Friday. All of that will be included in the mailing. I think that's all I wanted to share. I wanted to say I'm super excited about having students back in the building. Last year I was at the junior high, but it was felt very empty at last year, and I'm very excited to be back in a building where we'll have some students around. I wanted to assure everybody, students and students, families, teachers alike, we are working very hard to make sure that this will be 2 things: healthy and safe for everybody, and we're going to be giving a much better version of education than we were able to pull off last spring. So with having said that, I just want to say have a great day. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to me. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.